Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all and anyone in between. This is our last episode before we do our reveal. Last week was a week that ended on a sour note when it was discovered that all was not cool with our rear suspension. Well, brace yourselves. This week gets nasty. Very nasty. In 1992, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, God rest her soul, had what she called her annus horribilis, which roughly translated into Afrikaans is a vieslike hol van 'n jaar. Well, this week is my Hebdomada Horribilis, which roughly translated means cuck week. Let me show you what I mean. It all started when I arrived at East Coast Scratch and Dent, only to see that Markeplan Chris was looking like death warmed up. He looked terrible. Chris, you're not feeling good. What's wrong?
This whole acid story is getting me down again. Acid's too high. But I'll go and get medication just now.
It was not long afterwards that all work on Meraaai's assembly stopped. An update on Chris. He is not at work and has gone home. Bloke's not well. So there is nothing going on. Chris's gloves that usually protect his incredibly skilled hands lie unworn on his workbench. Bram and Donald are doing their best to keep our build moving forwards. Bram is prepping our steps for the rubber we are going to install, as it will be better than the aluminium from a non-slip point of view. Another little tweak that has been done is to our main staircase. What we decided on is to just flip that checkerboard, that aluminium checkerboard or checker plate over, and we've put a rubberized checkerboard on top of that, which is much better from its non-slip. We don't want to come tumbling down those staircases, and we think this will definitely help in that regard. Bram spends most of the day cutting the rubber and prepping the aluminium, then sticking the two together. It is finicky work that requires a lot of patience. Patience is something that Bram can be short on at times, but he is coping well. For now. As soon as step 1 is reinstalled, another Horribilis moment hits us. Some of you may remember the mission we had when we put Genkim on our flooring material and we were trying to glue the rubber down and the thing bubbled and hissed and whatnot. Well, that gremlin is still here. Bram has spent like much of the day sticking this stuff onto our stairs, and there's the side of the Genkim. It lifted, all bubbled and popped. So if any of you clever oaks out there can tell us why this is bubbling when attached to this, please let me know, because it's really smockling our brains big time. Inside, off-grid Donald was struggling. Now, just a little thing regarding our electrics. We've done all the wiring, or Donald has done all the wiring, but we haven't really tested it with the fridges. We know that the plugs and the power points all work, but we haven't plugged these fridges in and checked if they work. Well, Donald did that, and they found on the 220, but the 12-volt system, there's an issue. Donald spends the morning trying to see what is preventing the 12-volt power from powering the 2 fridge freezers we have. So we think the 12-volt issue is due to the thickness of the wire, because that wire goes a long way from the inverter and our whole power box to the fridges. It's quite a distance. Normally those cables are like 1.5 meters long. We probably got 5-6 meters.
So work on the steps must start all over again. The time lost can never be reclaimed. It now also looks like we must rewire the 12-volt wiring to both our fridge units. On top of all of this, our geyser is also not heating up. Then we hit another glitch regarding our air braking system. This is over and above the issue we had last week with our rear leaf springs.
Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about this handbrake booster thing. It seems as though the part we had was pushing or pulling in the wrong direction that it was supposed to. I can't remember now if it pushes or pulls, but we need the one that does opposite to the one we had.
And this is the booster we should have had all along, not this puny little booster.
Okay, we have sorted out this whole booster issue for the handbrake, and it's this baby here. This baby will do the trick.
Rocky has been tasked with assembling our doors. He starts with our living area access door that needs its lock permanently secured into place. He has also installed the interior door panel. Next he moves on to the front doors. The handle and door panel are put into place. All that remains is a fitting of a grab handle on the inside of the door. Chris is back at work, but is still not well. The door Rocky was working on has come loose at the top hinge, resulting in damage to the bodywork at the bottom of the door.
Our episode of errors continues, and we've got another one to add to the list, and that is the hinge on the front door. It was not tightened, and when the door got opened by somebody, it got loose enough to graunch the bottom of the door against the bodywork.
The guys really battled to get the door back into position. A jack is wheeled in to lift the door so the hinge can get lined up with its anchor points.
When I go in close for close-up shots, I can't use too much of the audio because then I would have to make this insert R-rated due to some of the colourful language being used.
This Hebdomada Horribilis episode is living up to its title.
Oh, just one thing. If you all think I'm having a bad day, check this out. Now, this vehicle looks like it was in a bad accident. What happened here, the guy who owns this bucky was sitting inside of it when a tree fell on it. He's okay, he was on his cell phone. A tree. So, I'm having a great day compared to the day this oak had.
The next day, it took a good dose of vitamin C to lift my spirits.
It's a chilly early Wednesday morning on the lower south coast of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Early morning walks clear my head, and my word, in this episode do I need to clear my head. I don't think out of all 132 episodes has there ever been so much turmoil regarding stuff falling apart.
As the sun fought to share its warmth with me, it made me realize how small we are, and that the challenges that one person faces may be nothing compared to what others are going through.
Okay, my walk sort of has cleared my head a little bit, given me a bit of clarity. One thing I am hugely concerned about is Chris's well-being. He's back at work. In my opinion, he shouldn't be. The oak is really not well. So I'm actually just going now to go and find and get him some supplement, almost one of those energy things that you can give to people who are convalescing. I'm going to just see what I can get to hopefully just make him, I don't know, he can't keep, he's not eating, he can't keep food in, and that really worries me.
After a high protein shake and a few healthy energy bars, which Chris managed to keep down, he felt better. Chris had started to assemble the engine cover and work on our gear shift.
Installing this new 5-speed gearbox came up with its own set of challenges. A big one being the gear shift, and it was we found that when you were sitting in the seat, you were like having to contort backwards to change gears. So what Chris has done, he's extended where that the bottom of the gear shift goes into the gearbox by 40 mils, which has shortened the whole movement, but it's made the whole travel of the gear shift a lot less.
Best to let Chris explain. He made a makeshift model that represents our gear lever.
So what I did is, by moving the pivot point up 40 mils, that's your shift now. From here to there. Okay. And not from here to there now.
So now that it was from there to there,
Yes.
it now goes from there to there.
Yeah.
Slim ne?
Chris spent some time working out just how to position the gear lever so it was easy to use when shifting gear. Pretty soon I was shifting through all 5 gears with ease. While a far cry from the modern gearboxes we find in trucks today, the gears are easy to find and the movement is smooth and solid. Things were looking up, and then they got even better. Nearly 2 years ago, I received some information regarding our rim issue that helped us immensely. The man that gave that information was Andre Tesselaar. It was so lekker to welcome the Tesselaar family to East Coast Scratch and Dent.
Andre, first of all, you guys are camping here in Leisure Bay. What do you think now when you see her in the flesh?
Yes, it's a beautiful bus, Philip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think you guys are going to really enjoy it.
Okay.
Have lots of fun with this.
Okay. And now we've got this competition going with the Motorhome Club of SA. People have to guess the weight. The oaks are coming in at like 7.5 tons. What would your guess be?
I think it's going to be around about 5 tons.
5,000 kilos.
Yeah,
Ted, 5,000 kilos.
correct.
Can I put that in as an entry?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to enter you in at 5 tons.
We have got guesses that range from 3,800 kgs to 7,500 kgs. If you want a shot at guessing Meraa's unladen weight, you have until the 22nd of July to enter our competition. Up for grabs is a free year's membership with the Motorhome Club of South Africa. The organization will give you access to vital information regarding issues that motorhome owners are faced with regularly. If you are already a member, your next year's membership fees will be covered by the club. Only entries that are mailed to makingmeraai@gmail.com will be considered. Along with your answer, you must supply your full name and contact details. Even if you do not own a motorhome just yet, but you love camping, this is a great club to join. Okay, let's get back to our week, which seems to have taken a turn for the better. The passenger door has been sorted out and the door panel looks awesome. The plumbing on our hand basin has been finalized and that is also awesome. The issue with the geyser has been sorted and it all had to do with an earth that should not have been there.
The proof of the pudding is always in the eating. We're just going to check now to see that our hot water is coming through from the geyser. This is on 220, not gas. We haven't got gas in our bottle, so this is just 220.
Warm water.
Water is warm. You can wash dishes. You can shower with this. No problem.
The news just keeps on getting better.
It's Thursday afternoon, and I've just had a delivery. Yeah. These guys. The springs have arrived. Spring has sprung.
Never mind that a few days later the biggest mother cold front came calling. But it did not matter because we were feeling all warm and fuzzy from great service we had received.
I do want to give a little shout out to Kevin from the Air Spring Supply Company in Durban, who has helped us with that whole air bellows system for our suspension. Very thorough, very professional, great service. So yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Chris was in his element. He had to modify the mounting brackets for the suspension bellows. We also inflated them to make sure they did not get too wide when inflated. If they got wider, they would rub against the chassis and that would be a no-no. If anything, they got narrower, which was fantastic news. For around 2 years, Meraaai has been wedged into this space inside East Coast Scratch and Dent. Well, that is about to change.
So after a week of horribilis, we managed to fix most of our little blupses up. Now for something really interesting. We are going to move Meraaai from there to here. Watch this.
All the clutter around Meraaai has been moved out of the way. Chris gets behind the wheel and tries to start the motor, forgetting that we do not have any fuel.
Chris tried to start it, but no cigar, so it's now going to be a lot of push and stootwerk.
Chris was struggling. We needed some impromptu power steering.
Because the motor's not running, no power steering, so Chris was battling, so now we have got Prince Charles doing it, and we all know Prince Charles can use his fingers like a vice grip.
Triumph, Charlie. Triumph, Charlie.
Too much power.
Okay. Go.
And then it was done. Meraaai was in position for the final leg of this incredible build.
For the first time, one is able to stand this far away and see the entire vehicle. And when she was parked over here, she filled the place up. Now she's looking a little bit smaller. So yeah, but she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
It was also fantastic to see my gorgeous soulmate behind the wheel of our future adventures. We still have a fair amount to do before our reveal on the 29th of July, which means the next time we will break bread with each other is the 31st of July. Looking at her now, almost ready to roll, is surreal.
Trying to get, well, that's it for this week, and it's also for this part of our series on A Dream Called Meraaai, because the next time you see us will be when we do our reveal in a few weeks' time. It's going to be mostly for you guys online. We're going to do a real razzmatazz thing. I'm inviting a few local guys, and the dream is about to become a reality. And yeah, I've got to like slap myself hard to realize that. So yeah, guys, we will see you in a few weeks' time. Remember to keep the entries coming in for the Motorhome Club of SA. Great prize and a great organization. So yeah, until our reveal, look after yourselves, look after your families, look after your possessions, and keep safe.
Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You will find us under A Dream Called Meraaai. Until next time, keep your dreams alive.